Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Where are we going? What EM? What moving? Oh, that's a 200 day. Okay, let me pull up the 200 day. 200 day moving average. Okay, all right. Let me go live on TikTok. I can't wait, guys. I'm really excited about going live on TikTok today. Dry humor, sarcasm. Okay. Will, hello. It might be over. It might be. But when? For when? Is it over until 2028? I think you know my answer to that question. It might be over for the 4-year halving cycle moon boys. And maybe may they go away and never come back. Sounds good to me. So good morning, Eli. Hello, Sam. Opinion on graph token. Oh, come on. No, there's nothing new with HEEHEE. I mean, I'm going to say this. I say this over and over again. We've tried everything. There is nothing new with HEEHEE. When the market gets hot, we will hype it up like crazy. But otherwise, it's just swimming, nonstop swimming upstream. I don't mean to take that out. I'm just really tired of that question. You want me to look at an opinion on the graph? It's very highly inflationary and the chart looks dead. At some point, could the graph come back? Sure, but I wouldn't touch it right now. And if I was a holder, I mean, listen, I mean, it's lower than it's been since, oh, it actually did go this low in 2022. At least there's that. Can you look at Kronos? Well, all right at the 200. I mean, where would I even be interested in entering this, especially based off of where we are right now? Hello, George Foreman Jr. Maybe 12 cents, but listen, I'm not buying any more altcoins until Ethereum's on the other side of a new all-time high. So, all right, don't spam, man. Good morning, Rami. Time to buy? You think so? All right. I'm down a lot. Should I sell or what? If you're talking about the graph, honestly, you probably should sell some. All right, been a while since it. All right, cool. Probably going to be prioritizing Ethereum from this point until a new all-time high with Ethereum, whenever that is. You're bearish, so isn't the real answer stay away? Stay away. I wouldn't say I'm bearish. I would say that here's what I would say. I mean, I made 2 videos talking about this. One a short form video, the other a longer video on YouTube. We are in a similar position to where we were in April of this year. And so in April of this year, well, but before then, in March of this year, I drew 2 lines in the sand. And the lines were, the bottom line was the 50-week moving average. If we lost the 50-week moving average, I was going to assume that we were now entering a bear market or at least a bearish season. You know, not a full-blown bear market. And then the other one was a certain retrace from the previous all-time high, that if we broke above that retrace, then I was going to be of the opinion that we would hit a new all-time high for Bitcoin. And here we are again. And it's funny, the same thing that drove that is kind of like the fears of tariffs and all that. I know that the market makers use that to a significant advantage. But I have 2 lines in the sand again. The 50-week moving average, if we have a weekly close below that, that's around $102,000. A weekly close. We can have daily closes below. A weekly close below that, then yeah, I will be of the opinion that that it's going to be over for several months, not over for the next several years, not until 2020, and over for like first quarter of 2026, basically. So no, I'm not bearish yet, but I may be soon. Yo-yo, exchange it into what? All right, no more questions about that. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. How about Bitcoin? Or just keep it in USDC. Yeah. Enjoyed the YouTube video earlier. Nice and simple going forward. Thank you, Grizzly. You're welcome, David. AVT. Hey, AVT says AVT. Cool. Thank you, AVT, for saying AVT. Are you sure? Do you want me to look at your crypto? Thank you, Umair. Man, what is up? This crypto looks awfully manipulated. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. All right. Do you think we're done for 2025? I took 2 minutes answering that question. I'll get to it at another time during this live stream. All right, thoughts on Tau? Hate to say it, but maybe Jam was right. He was wrong about plenty. And so maybe he was more right than other people, but we're not there yet. Tau is one of the few that actually looks pretty decent, man. It's wild. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I have a level that I've drawn as kind of like some support that it's below it on a candle right now, but that might just end up being a wick. So maybe this is a good time to buy Tau. But again, I'm not making any new buys on altcoins until Ethereum hits a new all-time high. Thoughts on Santa on BSC? Oh man. Is it the same Santa that existed in 2021? Because I bought into a Santa. I lost some money on that, but I bought into a Santa coin in 2021. Great material all year, regardless. Big on Pengu. Have been all year. Going to buy the dip. Flip Doge. Ooh, I don't know about that, Sean. I don't think it's going to flip Doge, but I do. I really like Pengu. Thank you, Lou. Really appreciate that. If you're always bearish, you're eventually right. Jam is always bearish. That's the thing I don't give him credit for. Not that I want to talk about this right now. I mean, he was bearish most of the way up. All right, so like there's somebody that I would compare him to. There's somebody named I follow named Max. I don't remember his username on X. And he'll change his bias. I mean, sometimes he'll change it too much. But like he was very precise with calling a dump before that big liquidation event. And so I give somebody like that credit versus somebody who's always bearish is going to look smart at the end, or at least going to feel smart at the end. So gold down 3% today, hopefully good for crypto. Yep, maybe we'll see some kind of rotation of Bitcoin. So let me look at the gold chart. 42.15. It may be that we've put in a double top. We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't buy gold right now. I'd wait. I mean, I love gold. Thank you, Momo, for the pumpkin. What about that new Zora token? Oh, come on. Is somebody in a Telegram group saying to talk? Hey, Alex is live. Let's talk about Zora on his live stream. Okay, what happened to Uptober? It was canceled. Yeah, we got, I mean, that first week looked good, and it was a fake out. So now what? All right, do I think Dogecoin is going lower? Sure. Doge, I mean, like a lot of other cryptos right now, it's just kind of after that big liquidation wick, it's kind of like in no man's land. There really isn't much I can do to chart this. Just kind of have to wait a little bit and see. Now, short term, I could see it going higher, getting up to like the lower 20s, but I bought XRP on September 13th. I've lost $3,000 in total. Should I cash out and save for the bear market or hold till profits? I can't give you an answer right now, SDS. I mean, XRP doesn't look amazing at this moment. It does look like there was some distribution there, but it is back down. I mean, now that I'm looking at this chart, it is back down to like its previous range. So that's actually not a terrible place to be holding XRP. So here's the thing that I would do. If I were you, I would wait. I would wait to see, is Bitcoin going to go down below its 50-week moving average and close that on a weekly close? If so, I would sell a lot of my altcoins. If not, then hold on to it. Not financial advice. I respect your opinion. What is your sentiment right now going to the end of the year? Sorry, I know I'm going to have to answer that question 100 times this live stream. Again, I mean, watch my most recent YouTube video. Watch my most recent TikTok. I mean, my most recent TikTok explains it in 3 minutes. 2 lines in the sand. The bottom line is the 50-week moving average. The upper line is a certain retrace, which is around $117,000. We break through either of those to the downside or the upside. That informs, in my opinion, my perspective as to where we're going next. So on the weekly, we're holding support on a trend line dating back to Ethereum first high 2021. Yep, I've seen that. So Ethereum and Bitcoin look at least hopeful. A lot of altcoins look really bad right now. I mean, that could always change. But at least Bitcoin and Ethereum look hopeful. Please check Toshi. All right, new project released 2 weeks ago, but has strong, consistent volume. I'll look into it at some point. I'm not going to look into it now. Man, Toshi. I'm guessing you can't do leverage trading with Toshi because it didn't really get affected by that big purge a couple weeks ago. So Toshi still looks pretty good. It's just, I mean, it's raising the floor, So will we see Bitcoin lower than 100K at some point? Oh yeah, definitely. Quality Jim, thanks for the follow. I mean, we might see it even, if Bitcoin does go down to the 50-week moving average and wicks below it, but it ends up holding it, I could see Bitcoin going under 100K at that point. So if that happens, I'm going to buy some Bitcoin at the very least for a scalp. Give me a second, guys. I need to get back to the Bitcoin chart. All right, let's see. YouTubers say every day alt season coming, and then when it does, they say, I told you. Okay, I don't know why you're bringing that up. I have not been calling for alt season. I have called. Now let me be fully transparent. I called for. I was hopeful for an altcoin rally in the fourth quarter, but not alt season. And I said, I was abundantly clear, like not 2021 or 2018. And so now, we can see, let's say Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, Ethereum hits a new all-time high. I think alts are going to do really well, but that's where we stand right now. I think Bitcoin dominance would go down. I think Bitcoin dominance has peaked for this year at least. And, but anyway, I'm just going to move on. What ticker for gold you buy? I'll buy the GLD ETF, but like when I go live with Devin, he's like, he'll just go buy physical gold somewhere. Although he sold 40% of his gold last week. All right, have you seen Henrik Zaberg's analysis? I have not. I don't know who that is. Alex, what do you think of Tom Lee's prediction in 75 days a couple of days ago? 200K prediction in 75 days for Bitcoin. It is an above 0% chance, but it's extremely low. So I could see if you told me 155K in 75 days, I would be more on board with that. And I'm not calling for that because I'm saying again, just like in March and April, we're kind of in the middle of no man's land. But I think the pressure is a lot heavier right now that it must happen now. And why must it happen now? Because it's the fourth quarter of the post-halving year. And I've never been in that mindset. So 75 days, that's in January. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're hitting 200K in 75 days. Could it happen? Sure. Everything is going to go lower. Yeah, sure. Bro, you look so miserable doing this. Why keep going? I don't feel miserable doing this. I mean, there's a lot of factors that could contribute to how I'm feeling or how I'm looking in a particular moment. Do you know? I mean, I have a 9-month-old son who all of a sudden starts waking up multiple times in the middle of the night after having already slept through the night. Maybe that's contributing to it more than I look so miserable. I mean, listen, yeah, it sucks a lot when people come in here with their anxiety, but this is part of the job for me. Now, I'm not going to be doing this straight up when it's the bear market. I'm not going to go live every day, but like for now. All right, TBF, if Bitcoin spiked like gold, then 200K might be possible. That's a fair comment, Will. Yeah. Do you agree that nothing really matters until ETH goes to over 5K? Yes. For altcoins, for everything else other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, I mean, we have been sucked in so many times this cycle. All right, it's imminent. It's going to happen. Here we go. And then, some altcoins will move up and then they'll dump. And so now it's just my perspective is like, nothing significant for these altcoins is going to happen until a new all-time high for Ethereum. I mean, aside from like other top 10 cryptos, like XRP hit a new all-time high. BNB, Solana, they've all hit all-time highs. It's really just the top 10 that have done anything significant, and then like newer cryptos. So anyway, any cryptos you're buying at all or holding off? I'm not buying any cryptos right now. Guys, here's another thing that has really sucked about this bull run is there's people who have only been buying and holding and trading stocks, and they've been treating it like altcoins, and they've made massive gains. They've had like an alt season, and here we are in crypto just crying every day. So I have a stock portfolio, and my stock portfolio has been doing very well. And what am I buying? I'm just going to buy some stocks that I hope will make, some kind of move, not similar to the moves that altcoins can make. But that's where I've been messing around. I've been selling what I've been doing is like, I find a stock, I buy 100 shares of that stock, I sell a covered call in it, I collect the premium. If the stock goes up and my shares get assigned, great, I made money. If it doesn't go up, I'll sell a covered call the next week. And that's worked for me. So no, I'm not buying any crypto right now. Justin Keith Music, thanks for the follow. What do you see for stocks and NASDAQ, sell or wait? I would wait. Yeah, I'm still of this perspective. After we had that V-shaped recovery from earlier this year, my perspective shifted dramatically to where I think we're going to have this irrational blow off top in the stock market, or just we're going to keep climbing for, another year or so. Thoughts on Linnea? Seems to have bottomed out. Yeah, lots of things have seemed to have bottomed out. Let's see Linnea. What is this? I've heard there's no way this crypto is just a few days. What is this? I don't know. I mean, it looks like a new crypto. I thought I've heard of this plenty of times before. I can't say that this is bottomed out. No. You and any meme coins? Yeah, Rismus. Now, all right, listen. I did buy something. I've been messing around with some of the coins that I see the shillers shill. So I'm buying some. I bought some of that bot that was being shilled by all those guys. I made a few bucks off of that. And then, I call me crazy. I transferred some more money to my Phantom wallet, and I bought a few $1,000s more of Rismus. I know, but we're getting near that time. And I will be out of that position entirely in probably like 5 or 6 weeks. $10 of HEEHEE. You got to spell it right, but hello, Gus. Paviter, thanks for the follow. Gold is the determining factor. Yep. Stasher, thanks for the follow. How much you make on HEEHEE? Negative, probably like negative $50,000. Yeah, is it because you made money off of HEEHEE? I lost from a financial perspective. HEEHEE is the worst investment of my life as of right now. All right, so you're in here claiming that I made money off of HEEHEE. And you're probably not believing me when I tell you that I've lost lots and lots of money on HEEHEE. It is the worst financial as of right now. I mean, one day one day when things get really hot, I hope to eventually turn that $50,000 loss into profit. But as of right now, no. And why did I lose money? I mean, I burned $7 million of it. So there's one. You claiming that I made money off of HEEHEE. Well, I burned $7 million on it, and I know but he had blah blah blah. He definitely made money off it. That was just a whatever. No, and then I invested insane amounts of money into the project, and then like we never got anything close to an environment where it would have gone up to like, 9 figures or something. So I made so much money off of HEEHEE. Any other responses from you? What's your name? Skeeks? Do you own spot crypto? Yeah, I still own some spot. This guy's not a market reader. Not once I seen him make a good call. Buy. All right. Your gym video had me rolling. Yeah. Over under 2 months, you see 1,000 viewers in your live. Over. Easy. What's up, Rack? George Foreman, thanks for the follower. Nobody believes you. Oh, no, plenty of people believe me. Yeah, you might not believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. I don't care if you believe me. I'm telling you the truth. So the burn never pumped the price. Yeah, that's right. It didn't. It ended up being a buy the rumor, sell the news. That wasn't my point in saying that. My point in saying that is I burned $7 million of a crypto, and people still have the audacity to call me a scammer. I could have walked away. I mean, if I sold all of it in one dump, yeah, I wouldn't have walked away with $7 million, but it would have been like $1 million. I would have sucked out $1 million of the liquidity in an instant, but I didn't do that. I could have walked away and said goodbye to all of you with $1 million. What do you think of the ETH chart? I mean, on a certain time frame, on a broader time frame, the ETH chart looks hopeful. I mean, like, yeah, what do we say about this? I mean, could this be distribution? It could be, but where do we distribute to? I don't know. So ETH is still, especially with the ETFs, I still have some hope for ETH for sure. Good morning, Mandy. Thoughts on theory of U.S. running up gold and sell and a ton and flip to Bitcoin? I think that would be very dumb. I don't believe that. I mean, government doing dumb things. I mean, that's like birds flying, like fish swimming. So I guess I shouldn't dismiss it based on that. What do you think about Bitcoin pumping in a recession? I think it's very unlikely. What do you think of ADA at 63 cents? I don't know. All right, that's a weekly chart. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it had a phase of distribution, and now I'd be much more interested in Cardano at 51 cents than I am at 63 cents. What's the next 5 months for alts in your opinion? All right, I think the first quarter of 2026. Well, shoot, I guess I shouldn't say that. I am of a mindset right now that whatever happens this quarter, the first quarter of 2026, maybe not January, but like let's say February, March, that they're not going to be great months. Because there's a scenario that I'm envisioning play itself out where the 4-year halving cycle bros, no matter what happens, they sell fourth quarter or maybe early, they give up. They just give up. Whether it's giving up or selling after a big pump or selling after a dump, but they leave, and then the market goes in the way that everyone is expecting it to go. And then at some point, it just turns out of nowhere. And all those people who left, because, fourth quarter post-halving year, that's the time you're supposed to sell, they just get sidelined big time. So when would that turning point be? I could see the first quarter of 2025, a lot of people being like, yep, see, we're in the bear market, it's over. But then at some point, we turn. And the reason why I think that is like, I've made I tweeted this. I'm going to share a longer form video on that. In 2021, when we peaked, November of 2021, let's think about this out loud real quick. Rates had bottomed out and they were trending upward. They were about to go up. That is bearish. The business cycle had peaked. It was about to go down. That's bearish. The liquidity cycle peaked. It was about to go down. That's bearish. Quantitative easing was coming to an end. That's bearish. Here we are in Q4 2025. Now, maybe Bitcoin peaked at $126,000 for 20, and that's the peak for 2025. But everything that I just said, it's an entirely different environment. So, quantitative easing is ending. It might be ending in 8 days. That's bullish. The business cycle has bottomed out, and now it is trending barely upwards. That's bullish. Liquidity has bottomed out. It is trending barely upwards. That is bullish. The rates have peaked. They're coming down. That's I'm not going to say that's bullish, but the bottoming out of rates, whenever that happens, is bullish. And here we are, people are just having the same exact mindset that they had at the end of 2021, which, oh man, we've peaked. Now we're going to go into the bear market for a year. And I firmly reject that the same way that I rejected this mindset that 2025, if you remember, for those of you who are here at the end of 2024, you can vouch for me on this, that we were going into 2025, we're going to have the mother of all bull runs. We were, oh man, you're going to make so much money. The golden bull, everyone, like 99% of people were saying that. And I was sitting here saying the environment is not the same for that. And now I'm sitting here saying the exact same thing to you, but the opposite. The environment is not the same for us to enter the bear market. It's actually favorable to us doing things we haven't done before. Just like 2025 post-halving year, we did things we haven't done before. So I don't even know why I got that, why I went on that. But you guys have to hear that from me. Best things to buy if we're heading for a recession, man. I mean, if we're heading, that's the elephant in the room with this. If we're heading for a recession, things will come down. But I don't know. So even like, I mean, I guess gold, I don't know. Walmart stock. Walmart stock. How about that? I can't read all these comments. I heard VET is making changes to improve their tokenomics. What? Oh, no. No, that wouldn't improve their tokenomics. Their supply is not inflationary. So so have you heard about this? Do you see VET as a good asset for staking? I think it's a terrible asset for staking. No. How much did you make from Pundle? I made a couple $1,000s. Pundle was a disaster. Pundle, what do you want me to say from that? You know? Pundle did very well for quite a while. You know, and I called it at 6 million. It went up to $50 million. But I didn't, you know, I once was sitting on an unrealized gain that was much higher. So I probably made like $1,000 or $2,000, honestly. So Pundle rugged. I mean, okay, yes. I had a bag. I got excited about it as it went from 6 million to $50 million, as anyone should. All right. You had plenty of opportunities to make money off of Pundle. I don't know why you're bringing that up. What do you think of Rismus? I'm very big into Rismus right now. I'm NGL. He did call it late 2024 and said 2026 will most likely be very bullish. Now, all right, I have revised that. All right, 2026 most likely be very bullish. I think the first quarter of 2026 is going to be the falling out of the people who are married to the 4-year cycle, you know. So we may have to work some things out with 2026, but I could see the end of 2026. Not just the end of the deeper we go into 2026, the more bullish I'm going to become. So like it may be that we reach pandemonium at the end of 2026 or early 2027. But like the buildup is going to throw a lot of people off guard. Do you think stocks still have good room to grow? Yes. You shilled Pundle before they rugged wreck. All right, you're done. I did. That doesn't mean that I have anything to do with that. My goodness, man. I shilled Pundle as it went from 6 million to $50 million. It's a meme coin. That's what meme coins do. They pump and then they dump. But I had nothing to do with that. I can assure you of that. 2025 has basically been a bear market for alts. TBH is not like it's been a bull run really for most cryptos. Exactly, yeah. Let's see, BYND meat to $100. Okay. BYND. Oh, is that? Oh, Beyond. Yeah, that's like that fake meat company. Let me look up. There's always this thing with the uncanny valley when I eat fake meat, if I ever eat it. Yeah, $2. I'm assuming that was a joke. Yeah, this chart looks cooked. So I'll be bullish when the Fed is done cutting. Yeah, maybe that's the play. I mean, I'll be very bullish when that happens. I'll be very bullish when oh man, what am I thinking here? Oh, when quantitative easing begins, I'll be insanely bullish whenever that happens. My colleague is selling now because it's the end of the cycle. Exactly. Yeah, go ahead. Sell now. It's the end of the cycle. Yep. Try to buy back in. Buy back in at the bottom at the end of 2026. Good luck to your colleague. I think your colleague is going, I think 2026 is going to be as, like at the end of 2026, your colleague is going to be even more depressed than he is now. On the weekly, we're holding support on a trend line dating back. Yeah, I responded to that already. Alex, you're in a space that's impossible to please everyone. For someone to win, someone else needs to lose. That's right. I mean, that's the thing with meme coins for sure. That's the thing with crypto. That's the thing. Like, you guys, You realize. I mean, I know that you all know that these assets, for the most part, by and large, are going to zero. Aside from Bitcoin and a handful of other ones, they're all going to zero. What you want when you are calling for alt season is you want people dumber than you to come in and buy your bags. And so I'm not going to call you rug pullers, but you kind of are. And me too. We're all, nobody's completely innocent in crypto. I mean, I say that over and over again. You guys know the game here. I'm joking, but it's short squeezing a bit. Yeah, I actually do see that with Beyond Meat. Cool. I mean, it looks like an altcoin. Is the bull run over? I'm not waving the white flag yet. Alex, you think we'll get alt season run like 2021 by end of 2026? I'm not saying any. You asked those specific questions, user 171. I could see it happening. All right. Do I think we will? I'm not saying we will. I could see it happening. We need to remain bullish. No, we need to not be too optimistic or too pessimistic. We need to be precise. Everyone was bearish last year till November 5th and it was up only. Now, October was a pretty good month last year. By like October 11th, we started ripping. Now, yeah, November could be the same as November last year. We don't have the election. I mean, it seems like we pop every year after the election. Oh, okay. I see you copied and sent your prior. Okay, I see that. When everyone is negative, I am bullish. Yeah, how's that worked for you in 2025? Sol and ETH are not rugs. I did not. I literally. The words came out of my mouth, Mr. Ragger. Not everything. Okay, I'm not saying everything is a rug, but I am saying a large majority of things are rugs. Can't believe I fell for that 4-year cycle. Yeah. I was up 2K on my first time on crypto. And was like, it will go higher in October. I mean, I thought it would go higher in October, and it did for the first week. That's one of the realest statements. Thank you, Anthony. What do you think on XRP? XRP is at the mercy of the market right now. I mean, the chart looks really bad, but I mean, all that it's done is fallen back into a range that it was in for much of 2025. So there's some hope with that. Bro, check Aura on Sol, best community in memetics. Nah. Now I'm wondering if I cut losses or be a big bald man and hold till XRP goes up. I already answered your question on that SDS. Did you hear me when I answered your question? Yeah, okay. You're just wondering out loud. Do you think we'll see a mid-December local top? No. I think that's a little too early looking at things now. I mean, could it happen? Sure. But like 4-year cycle, it's got to be local top. Yeah, venting. Okay. And I'm not married to that. But hey, Bitcoin's Bitcoin's moving up a little today. That's nice. Or at this moment at least. Thoughts on AVAX? AVAX. Another one, just listen, I had a limit order on my AVAX bags and that limit order filled. And so now what? Now I'm just waiting. I mean, I'll buy AVAX higher because I think AVAX has potential, but I'll buy it after new all-time high for Ethereum. Is it over or will we bounce after rate cut? How about no to both of those questions? What do you think about XRP recent acquisition? I don't care. I only care about the charts. I'm sorry. There's no news that gets me excited. Gold holders are moving to Bitcoin. Might be a bad time or might be a good time or might not be a bad time to buy Bitcoin. Maybe. We'll see. Do Do you own Aster? I own a little bit. I own a very small amount of it. I was like, why don't I buy $100 and just see what happens? And I'm down on it. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, it might be a bad time to buy Bitcoin. Oh, no, Bitcoin's, I think, a better buy than anything else right now. Because, like, here's the deal. Here's the trade with Bitcoin. If you buy Bitcoin now, if it goes down under the 50-week moving average and has a close below there, I would just sell it. You know, if I was a trader, that's what I would do. A 10% loss is like a Tuesday in crypto, you know? So, do you think Bitcoin will run in November and December? Santa Claus rally? I'm agnostic right now. There's that next question that I've answered a bunch of times. Might, especially if Trump announces the tariffs on China 150% on November 1st. We'll see. But Taco, and listen, you know, Trump, he's not the only one who's going to chicken out. There's also, I mean, it doesn't sound as good, but Kako. It's not like China is going to just be like, oh yeah, we're going to stand strong. I mean, that I know for people, whatever, let's move on. ETH end of year price prediction. What's the top you see ETH going to? No, come on, KBM. Is that the second? Yeah, no. You're asking questions that you should be asking other people, not me. Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin. Everything looks terrible. I'm sure Litecoin looks terrible. Litecoin. You could say just the bottom of a range. So Litecoin looks less terrible than other altcoins. Sir, come about AVAX. I'm not touching AVAX until a new all-time high for Ethereum. The Chinese and Japanese are pretty stubborn, but Kako. In this tariff war, that's been my perspective. Gold seems to be in a waterfall today. Maybe liquidity will find risk soon. All right, so we're seeing gold. Yeah, 4180. Bearish engulfing candle. Is this the day? You know? Is this the day? Maybe it is. Maybe. I hope so. Why do you think Riot Platforms is running Bitcoin mining stock? China always chickens out. I mean, not always, but like in the tariff war, they chicken out just as much as Trump. All right, user 290, thanks for the follow. So why is Riot Platforms running? Because we think of it as a Bitcoin miner, but you got to understand with these Bitcoin miners, they actually have a lot of potential to pump really hard. So if you want some crypto exposure, but it's in a safer position and one that has a lot more potential, Riot Blockchain, Hive, Marathon, there's a lot that I could point you to, Bitfarms. They have all the infrastructure in place to take advantage of this AI data mining, this AI data boom, data center boom. So it's easy for them to continue as Bitcoin miners, but to ride this bubble. You know, it is a bubble, but like it's a bubble, but there's also like a lot of fear in the market, even in the stock market right now, with the S&P 500 like at new all-time highs, which makes me think that the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are going to run higher. So that's why Riot Blockchain is just kind of having a mind of its own. Now, it'll dump when Bitcoin dumps, but it'll recover a lot faster. So it's like, you want an altcoin to buy? How about Riot Blockchain or Riot Platforms? They changed it to Riot Platforms. Because like this can go a lot higher. I shared a video on my X account from this guy, part-time trader, very small account. He believes that Riot Blockchain is going to $1,000. It's at $21 right now. I'm not kidding. He believes it's going to $1,000. Its all-time high is actually, because it existed before Bitcoin existed. So its all-time high is $3,600. So who knows? Could it do some kind of a retrace like that? Man, There's potential there. We topped last year when you hit 1,000 viewers. Yeah, March of 2024 was when I had hit 1,000 viewers. Thank you, fake Calvin Hill, for the follow. I have a good question for you. When do you think the Fed will start QE? Several months from now. Not even, it's not close, but they're going to end QT soon. So that could cause some kind of a bounce. What is BCHS? Don't get how it's doing so well when Bitcoin is stalling. Is that a stock? I see coin shares global. Oh, blockchain ETF. Huh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. That looks like the buy. Actually, Bitcoin has outperformed it. So, Alex, the amount of stable currency has come out. Looks like something's on the way. Hey, it seems like it's a good day for Bitcoin today so far. Bounce off the last 2 days. It's bounced off the 200-day moving average. Yesterday, it got rejected the 21-week EMA. If we could reclaim that, that would be good. But again, 2 lines in the sand. What's my top line in the sand? We break through that, we're back on. And that's the golden pocket from the recent swing high to swing low. So here's numbers to keep in your head. 117.5 for Bitcoin and 119.5, something like that. Somewhere between those two price points. If we are able to break through those, I'll call for $155,000 Bitcoin. Let's do it. Preying on gold downfall is crazy. I wouldn't say I'm preying on it. I mean, maybe I said those words. I don't know, Leroy. But here's the deal. Like gold, I'm very, very bullish on gold. I'm very bullish on gold. But that is, what does that mean if you're bullish on gold? You know, I think $10,000 gold maybe this decade. That means that the middle class and the poor, people who don't own assets, but like everything of theirs is in fiat, they're going to suffer tremendously. So like I'm not praying for the downfall of gold, but this is really scary. Gold getting up to where it's gotten to is very scary. So anyway, Grayscale already has ETH staking, but no one talks about it. It is not important until BlackRock. Yeah, pretty much. Hello, Anthony. Marathon, same deal with Marathon. Cypher mining stock has 4x. Cool. What about Axendow? Decent low cap play. I'll be more interested with Axendow on the other side of an all-time high. Axendow was a huge winner for me in 2024. It was more than a 100x for me in 2024. So Bitcoin got to hit 100K. Why does it have to? Grizzly, thanks for the follow. Not a great day for my alts. I'm down a ton. Yeah, we need Ethereum on the other side of an all-time high. Are you DCing into gold and silver miners still? No, my bags are packed, and I've actually trimmed a little bit off of that. But I'll be buying heavy into gold. I mean, I did very well with my gold and silver miners, so I'll be buying heavy into those. Hopefully on a dip, you know. So people that think everyone will sell their gold for Bitcoin is so dumb. I mean, yeah, sure. You want to say that, that's fine, but here's the deal. We've seen this play itself out over and over again. I'm not saying sell gold for Bitcoin, but what I am saying is gold does this, and then it does this, and when gold does this, Bitcoin does this. That's happened a lot. So I don't think it's crazy to think that it won't happen again. Yeah, put the gold chart next to the Bitcoin chart. Every time gold stalls, Bitcoin pumps. I won't do that, but that's exactly, yeah. Yeah, we're on the same page, Will. Can you talk more about Riot Platform's time frame for holding? I don't know what to say. I mean, I think the stock market's still going to do very well over the next year. So I would hold it for the next year. So, but, I mean, it's the same deal. Listen, I buy shares, I sell options. So let's say I buy 100 shares of Riot Blockchain. I'll sell a covered call. All right, let's say today that I bought 100 shares of Riot Blockchain. The price right now, I don't have it on here. The price right now is around $22. So what I'll do is I will sell an option for somebody. You want to buy my shares or you want to gamble. I'll sell an option with an expiration date at the end of this week for like $24. Let's say I buy 100 shares at $22. I'll sell a covered call. I'll collect the premium, and the premium is pretty good because Riot's a volatile stock. So let's say I collect $60 of premium, I don't know, for selling a $24 call. That's probably too high. More like $40 of premium for selling a covered call on that. And then here's what happens. Let's say Riot closes this week at $25. Okay, you know what? I missed out, but did I really? Because I bought those shares for $22. I made 100 shares. I made a $200 gain by Riot Blockchain going up by $2. And I made $40 on the premium. So I made $240 off of that this week. If it doesn't go up to $24, let's say it were to close the week at $23. All right, you know what? Next week, I'll still have those shares. I'll sell a covered call and get $40 a premium for, I don't know, a $25 strike price. And I'll just keep on doing that. So as far as how long to hold on to it, I don't know. Because that's not the game I'm playing. The game I'm playing is I'm doing, I also do something called the wheel strategy, which is let's say that my shares get assigned and Riot Blockchain is at $25 and, oh no, I sold it for $24. What a disaster. What I'll do the next week is I'll do a cash secured put on Riot Blockchain and I will collect premium again. I'll sell a put. And if Riot Blockchain goes down below $24, then I'll get assigned the shares. So it's something called a wheel strategy. It's similar to that. There's more thoughts on Riot Blockchain. What's your thoughts on Onino? Hello, Jamie. Can you explain again when's a good time to buy gold? All right, let me look at Onino. I've never heard of it. And then, is that a Onino? I don't see anything for that on TradingView. So here's what I think is going to happen with gold and silver, especially silver. I think when it stalls, whatever its peak at, if it's already peaked, that it's going to take about a year. It'll take about a year to break through that peak again. And when it does, I think it's going to be a violent break for gold and silver. So I could see $10,000 gold. I could see $200, $300 silver, something like that. But, with silver, we're talking about 45 years of resistance. And, it has hit a new all-time high, but I would still say that's resistance. Silver's at 48 now. So it got up to what? It got up to 54. I think silver has peaked. We are 45 years of resistance. You don't just break that on a whim one day, a Tuesday in October, whatever, So maybe silver would go down to $40, $35, something like that. I'd be very eager to buy silver at that point. And then I would load up and I'd be ready to ride that thing to $200 to $300. So gold would be a similar playbook. Yeah, silver's down 7% today. I didn't even notice that. It's rugged worse than my alts. I wouldn't go that far, but it's about time for both of those to cool off. Nice, thanks. I'm waiting for a dip on gold and silver miners. Yeah, and who knows about the gold and silver miners? I think there will be a dip, but you got to think about this. What's their earnings going to look like these next few quarters? What's the silver ticker? I'm just looking on TradingView. I just typed in silver. Yeah, man, silver's dumping pretty hard. It's been scorching hot lately, so I wouldn't even say it's dumping pretty hard. Alex, can you send me a couple $100 in HEEHEE? No, I can't. I mean, I can, but I won't. Stas is up 100% since the internet went down. This is the future. Is the best blockchain out there. Okay. Stas. I mean, are you, Stratus? Oh, baby. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the all-time chart on the weekly. And that was a sarcastic, oh, baby. But cool. You want to buy that? Knock yourself out. When are I going to Luton? I called it Luton again. I know it's Luton. When I make my millions, the first place I'm visiting is Luton. If you deep dive into it, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Hey, today wasn't all that miserable of a live stream. Then Australia. All right. Do you think he still hits 10 million? It'll certainly happen at some point, and much higher than that. But when? Not right now. Do you invest in rare earth stocks? No. I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't done enough research on it. Thoughts on Ripple? Do you mean XRP or just Ripple? I don't know. I mean, XRP I've talked about a ton. It's back down to a range it's been in, so maybe there's some support there. All right. Luton is the new Singapore. I mean, I saw the video. Sorry, I was laughing at Grizzly's comment. The people of Luton will hate your vids when they get internet in a couple of years. Oh, man. Is there, for those of you in the UK, is Luton is that the number one place that you would think of as like a trash place, or are there places worse than it? Because I'm trying to think, like, even in the United States, I don't know what I would even say would be like the worst place to visit. Maybe Baltimore, but I don't know. Andrew Tate, yeah, I know he's from Luton. It's up there, not the worst. Okay. All right. Linnea thoughts. I already looked at Linnea. I don't know what to say about it as far as the chart. It actually has a decent airport. Okay. Fed crypto conference right now could be why gold is dumping and Bitcoin is climbing. Maybe. Rotherham, is it Rotherham or Rotterdam? Or am I just murdering it? So Will is saying that that's bad. Slew. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing all of these. Slew is worse. It's where the UK season of The Office was set. Okay. Oh, man. Rotherham. Okay. Rotherham. What's your top 3 crypto holds beside ETH and Bitcoin for beyond 5 years from now? Oh, man. Slow. All right, I'm getting my lesson. Middlesbrough is bad. All right. All right, top 3 crypto. I mean, listen, I'm not holding anything for 5 years other than Bitcoin. So if I were to make a top 3, I don't know, XRP, VeChain, and Dogecoin. Slow and in pain. Butchering all those places. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Me with my, more like slaw. Well, you know, I know how to pronounce like places that have Premier League teams. So what's your opinion on the market? We're in waiting. Yeah, more bullish or bearish for the short term. Listen, I'm going to let the price determine where I'm going. I know that might sound like a cop-out. Watch my most recent video. I explain it in full in the video on TikTok, on YouTube. So, guys, I got to go. It's time for me to be done. So have a good one.